West has been outstanding all year. The Dallas Mavericks are struggling. A loss to the Warriors over the weekend and created a three-way tie between the Warriors, Dallas, and the Denver Nuggets for 7th place in the West. Which team's going to be the odd team out?
Well, there's a strong case to be made that Dallas is going to be the odd team out. And the first thing is both Denver and Golden State have a game at hand. I mean, Dallas has already played an extra game over those two teams. When you go down the schedules, Dallas definitely has the hardest road to the playoffs. You know, when you look at it, so they're tied right now. So whoever has the most solid, easy wins should be the team that makes it. I give both Golden State and Denver four, guaranteed wins against the likes of the Sonics or, teams like that. Dallas, I only give 2. I mean, Dallas has a much tougher schedule, and it's Golden State that plays against Denver and Dallas, so they control their own destiny more than any other team. Yeah,
but I think they have Nowitzki coming back soon, and he's still unarguably one of the top 10 players in the NBA. They have Josh Howard, who's a really good scorer. They did trade for Jason Kidd, and granted, they haven't beaten a playoff team with Jason Kidd in their lineup. I just think that this team, at some point, they have to put it together. I don't think I'm ready to count them out until they're actually out. I think this is a team that has so much...
Well, that's a bold stand, Adam.
No, it's not a bold stand. It's not that it's a bold stand. This is a team that has so much playoff experience especially over teams like Golden State and Denver, even though Golden State beat them in
What type of experience, though,
They went to the finals 2 years ago. They
played against Golden State
finals.
In particular.
That was 1 year, but they've been in the playoffs. They have like...
I have to call you on that one.
They have one of the longest consecutive playoff streaks in the NBA, I think, with San Antonio and the Pistons right up there. So this is a team that knows what it takes to get it done down the stretch. I think when you look at it, Golden State, the least experienced team. Denver's got a lot of firepower. They're playing real well right now with Carmelo and AI. They got Nene back. Marcus Camby may be the defensive player of the year in the NBA. I think Golden State misses out.
You think Golden State misses out? All right, well, moving right along, Adam, we're going to switch to a topic that's hitting a little bit closer to home. That's the defection of Justin Bourne from the Michigan football team. Adam, in probably the most condemning words I've ever heard a player say about a coach, he said, the family values of the Michigan football program have eroded under Coach Rich Rodriguez. Adam?
Well, obviously we're not there. We're not at practice. We don't see what's going on. We're not in meetings. We don't see what's going on. The things are going to be different. There's no doubt about that things are going to be different for this football team. The way the coaching staff operates is going to be different, but that doesn't mean that the values of the team and the family values that are incorporated into being a team are going to be gone. Look at Rich Rodriguez's teams at West Virginia. They were really successful. I don't think there's any denying that.
That's different than family values.
Obviously, but the guys loved playing for him. Those guys loved playing for him. He was successful. They dominated the Big East for the last 3 years.
Point well taken.
Look, they lose Justin Bourne, and what does Rich Rodriguez do? Goes out and signs 3 4-stars over the weekend in Isaiah Bell, Justin Turner, and Tarek Jones. I mean, you're switching 1 for 3 there.
As Chris Tishon would say, 4 stars don't matter. We need 5-star recruits. But
Pat White was a 3-star, and look what Rich Rodriguez did with
Mike
him.
Hart was a 3-star, too.
Exactly.
I'm not ascribing to that. But I'm telling you, there's a difference between Lloyd Carr and Rich Rod.
Obviously.
Those who say will be champions. That's what Bo Schembechler said when he took over, and there were these mass defections. I wouldn't say mass defections from Rich Rod right now, but
there have been some defection. Arrington, Manningham, Mallet,
right.
Justin
That's where that quote came from. I mean, the jury's still out, but hey, when someone says that, and I've been hearing these stories circling around campus. I don't know if they're true or not, but about the quick temper of Rich Rod and whatnot. You know what? If that's what it takes to win, that's what it takes to win some national championships year in year out. Maybe that's the price we pay.
3 years at West Virginia.
Huh?
How many games did he lose in 3 years at West Virginia? I mean, 4, 5.
1 to Pitt.
1 to Pitt. I mean, they were good. They were a good team.
They were. I would argue that Lloyd Carr was just as good a coach.
I'm not debating that, but different styles suit different people.
Okay. All right. Well, the jury is still out on this one.
Obviously,
we're going to see.
He's going to do good things here. I have a good feeling. Let's move on. Baseball season started. Well, actually started last week. Then there was opening night, and then Monday was opening day.
Not even on this continent it started.
Alex, most exciting thing to watch during opening week of the baseball season?
I don't know. I think this is a little curious question, first of all, but it has to be. This goes back to the Hank Steinbrenner. It was America, Yankees country or Red Sox nation.
Come on.
It's your hometown nation. Come on.
Okay. I thought you were going to say it's Yankees, Red Sox.
The most exciting thing is watching your Tigers, our Tigers.
Absolutely.
Your hometown team, and look, the Kansas City Royals are undefeated right now, folks. I mean, everyone has hope at the beginning of baseball season. There's always a new, young prospect coming up, from the minor leagues that no one's heard of. That is a Chris Shelton, if you will, has a great first month. Everyone has hope in baseball. Even the Florida Marlins, maybe not the Florida Marlins.
Absolutely. If you're a Marlins fan, you're saying, hey, how are these guys that we got for Miguel Cabrera and Andrew Miller and Cameron Maybin going to turn out? If they, we had a bad year last year, but if we get off to a good start this year, who's to say that they can't contend for an NL wildcard berth? And that's not just goes for the Cardinals. The Kansas City Royals, a very young team with a good solid lineup. You saw them yesterday.
Billy
beating
Butler
up
and Alex Gordon
one of the
looked
better
pretty good.
pitchers in the American League, in Justin Verlander. Well, then you go to contending teams. It's the Mets. How are they gonna do now that Johan's here? How are they gonna react after blowing a 7-game lead with 17 to go last year? How are the Tigers going to adjust to Miguel Cabrera and Edgar Renteria and all these other new guys that they brought in? Jock Jones. That's what's the most exciting part about the opening day. And also, it's getting text messages from your buddy who's texting you the pictures of Johan Santana's first pitch as a New York Met.
Well, we have to go to commercial break, Adam.
Let's do it.
We're going to put Danny Sass in the hot seat. He's the new sports director of Wolf right after this.